Welcome to Why Such a Fuss, an exciting new channel dedicated to help individuals and businesses to learn more about data protection in a way that is easy and engaging. I'm Christina from CVG Solutions, and I am a fully qualified data protection professional. I am passionate about educating, empowering, and enabling businesses to thrive. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel and help us to spread the word. Data protection is there for a reason. It protects you, your family, loved ones, customers, employees from coming to harm through the use of personal data. So make sure you click subscribe. Now, get ready to embark on a journey of growth and knowledge as we dive into the world of data protection. I am welcoming Annie McNeely, Quality Management System Professional and ISO 9001 Auditor, to the podcast once again. Hi, Annie.
Hi, Christina. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So in our last episode, we talked about the challenges that we face as consultants. And in this episode, I wanted to explore the benefit of using an external consultant. I think that the top of the list is the benefit of using an external consultant is the expertise and the knowledge that they bring, in particularly the current knowledge. I mean, I know that both you and I invest time, effort, money in keeping our knowledge and expertise up to date, which obviously the clients will then benefit from it. Would you agree that that is at the top of the list?
Yeah, 100%. It's worth saying that technically, and I'm sure it's the same with GDPR up to a point, technically you can put in place an ISO 9001 quality management system yourselves. You can DIY it, right?
Yes. Technically.
However, the devil is in the detail, and it's in the interpretation of this standard and understanding what mechanisms you need to put in place to be compliant with that standard, whilst at the same time keeping it manageable and streamlined and connected and so on. That's the expertise that I bring to the table, is knowing what options you have to make your business compliant with that thing. So yeah, it technically you can do it yourself, but it's very difficult, and that's where the consultant comes in. Yeah,
the exact same things with GDPR. You know, they are very welcome to go onto the ISO website. There is tons and tons of information there. But like you say, it's understanding it. It's then translating into practicality. How do you practically do that? So that's where the consultant brings in what the consultant brings in. Another benefits of an external consultant, is the fact that we are a neutral body. So we are impartial in objectives. We do not get involved in the company politics. We kind of sit outside of the hierarchy. And so because of that, we are seen more of an equal, which then, in my opinion, allows us to bring to leadership sensitive topics and be more transparent with the truth that perhaps someone internal will not be able to do in the same effective way that we can.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a major benefit, actually, because, as you say, because we sit outside that hierarchy, we can deliver information to those senior decision makers that might be unpleasant, unpopular, unwelcome even, but we are doing our job by delivering that information. And even if they might not like what they're hearing, they respect the fact that you've brought it to them. That's a whole different scenario than someone internally trying to deliver that information. We have to do that to keep our projects on track and to make sure that we're avoiding risks and, overcoming pitfalls and all the rest of it. It's part of the job that we do. And the reason we can do that is because, as you say, we're not plugged into the politics or the hierarchy or, yeah,
Yes.
the sort of
Yes, and
the
for
internal
us,
dynamics of that business.
yes, there is no fear of retaliation that we have to worry about. We don't have to worry about ego management. There is no ego going on. We are just career promotion. Oh, if I say that, I sort of disrupt my chances of a career promotion. We don't have to think about that. So for us, we are there to deliver a piece of work to the best of our ability. And if we have to, and if part of that, it means delivering bad news in inverted commas, obviously we'll do that professionally, but it is part of our curriculum that we do that. Otherwise, we would not be doing our job properly.
Exactly.
Yes. And also, what I like about the fact that I'm an external consultant is the fact that when I go into a client, I use an holistic approach, and I know that you do the same, Annie. And so we go beyond, if you want, the immediate boundaries, and because we look at the business as a whole. And by doing that, that's another massive benefit that an organization will gain, rather than just if we were internal, we would just be looking at our own area,
Yeah. We see things that they cannot or do not see.
Yes.
Because as you say, we're going wide, we're going deep, we're going across. So yeah, we and it's interesting sometimes when you see what the senior management think is happening versus what is actually happening on the ground. That's always an interesting. Sometimes that can be quite an eye opener for people, and it's not through negligence or anything else. It's just the dynamics of the business and how it works. So we're able to see stuff that they don't see, and in addition to that, we're seeing it with fresh eyes, of course, as well. So we're bringing the benefit of our background experience in multiple sectors and industries and so on, as well as just seeing it as a fresh. So we're not coming at it with that, well, that's how we always do it mentality. We're looking at it dispassionately and seeing if it's a good thing or not. So yeah, we see more and we see it differently, and that is definitely an advantage.
Yes, and also we don't come in with preconceived ideas, so we are open to embrace the business how it is, its structure, its culture, and we just adapt to it to deliver to the best of our ability what they have commissioned us for. And so that's another benefit that comes with bringing in an external consultant. And going back to what we were saying earlier, that we bring expertise and knowledge, and we add value to the business through training, through the templates that we leave them behind, or we provide them with, through mapping processes that they've never thought about. And like you said, going across the holistic approach, going across and deep into the various departments, that's the additional value that we bring. And like you say, a fresh pair of eyes. Is there anything you would like to add to the list?
We see what's not there as much as what is there, and typically an organization is focused on what is there and getting that to work and keeping that going and so on. They're not, for lots of reasons, perfectly valid reasons, they often don't see what isn't there, but which probably should be. And certainly from our perspective, when we're putting a system in, one of the things we're identifying is the gaps that need to be filled. So whereas a company will often have a bit of a blind spot, or they don't know what they don't know, in fairness, we do know that, we do see the gaps, and we're in a position then to propose and what should be put in place to fill that gap and help them to put that in place. And it's not about, very rarely is it about imposing something on them. It's saying, look, here's the issue, here's what we need to resolve it, here are some mechanisms that we can use, let's find one that works for your business. There are sometimes occasions where, because where the standard is very prescriptive, and that's rare, to be fair, but there are certain instances where it's quite prescriptive. Sometimes you have to say to a business, I know you've never done this before and you've never needed it before, but if you want to get certified, you've now got to start doing this thing, and here's what you're going to do, here's what you have to do. But rarely is it a case of that. It's more about, you know, we can do it like this, we can do it like that, what's going to be applicable, what's going to be manageable, and so it's a collaborative approach.
Yes.
And we're able to do that because we know what the options are, we know what the gap is, we know that there are various ways this can be solved, and then we bring our sort of ability to ask the right questions to refine that down into something which solves that problem or fills that gap or you know, addresses that compliance need. So.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So we are tailoring the solution to their business environment. Annie, thank you again for joining us today.
Exactly.
It's been a pleasure as always. How can our audience get in touch with you?
So you can find me on LinkedIn. Just search my name, Annie McNeely. You can check out my website, which is anniemcneely.co.uk, or you can email me at Annie McNeely, annie@anniemcneely.co.uk.
And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumb up and remember to click on the subscribe or follow button. If you would like to get in touch with me, I can be found on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search for CVG Solutions. Alternatively, email me at info@cvgsolutions.co.uk.